Hi friends, welcome back to our video lectures on mathematics, especially for this 10th board, APSS board. In this topic, in this video, we will be covering the set and the set theory. We have the definition for the sets. Set is a list of elements or the collection of elements. We give a name, let us give the name of the set is S, and we have elements like 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So all these elements are separated by a comma. You can see it here. If you see it here, so all these elements are separated by comma and they are inside the curly braces. You can see it here. So we read it, S is a set whose elements are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and there are 5 elements. What are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are there. Now let us go. What is the equal sets? You see, let us take two sets. A is one set carrying the elements 1, 3, 5. Let us take B is another set carrying the elements 1, 2, 3. You see the elements are different. If the elements are different, then it cannot be equal set. The sets will be equal if all the elements are same. Understand? Say for example, 1, 3, 5 is a set and 1, 2, 3 is a set. These are not equal sets. Why? Because its first element 1, its first element is okay. But second element it is 3, here second element is 2, third element here it is 5 and the third element is 3. So it is not an equal set. Is it clear? Or the two sets are not equal. Then let us take another example here in the second. You see the order in which the elements are written in a set is not important. It doesn't matter. For example, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. What are these? All these odd numbers. Or I write 3, 9, 7, 5, 1. The same 5 number of odd numbers are there. You get it now? Or I write 5, 9, 1, 3, 7. As all the 5 elements are there in each set, but they are written in different order, still they are equal sets. And here you remember that the order of the element in a set does not matter at all. Right? Then let us see. Suppose some elements are repeated. Suppose elements listed are repeated. For example, I write element A, B. It will be read as A, B, because repeated elements cannot exist. It will be there only one time. You have to take it 3 times. There also it will take it one time, right? The set A, B has only 2 elements like A and B. You cannot say A 2 times and B. It never happens. The second mention of A is an unnecessary repetitions and can be ignored. It is normally considered poor notations to list the elements more than once. If one element, you understand? So if you consider one element more than once, we call it as a poor notation to list, right? Now let us see some symbols we are using. So this some people read that belongs to, but it is actually is an element of. Can you see it here? That epsilon. This is an element of, and with a forward slash on that. So we say it is not an element of. For example, I say suppose A is a set consisting elements 3, 4, 5, 6. How many elements are there? There are 4 elements. Okay. What is the name of this set? Set is A. Say I say 3 an element of A. Is it true or false? Yes. 3 is already an element here. You can say 3 is an element of A. It is true. Because read this 3 is an element of A. But I say 8 is not an element of A. Is 8 is there as element? No. Because the elements are 3, 4, 5 and 6. We write 8 is not an element of A. It's clear? So now you got some idea about what are these. Now let us go for the concept of what is a finite and infinite set. We are having two types of sets. One is the finite set, another is the infinite set. Okay. Now first we study about what are the finite sets. All the sets we have seen so far have been finite sets, because finite you can count it. It is within the limit. Meaning that we can list all their elements. Here are two more examples you see. Suppose the whole number between 1 and 5. The whole number between 1 and 5. That means 5 is excluded. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 are the whole numbers between 1 and 5. Is it clear? Now the whole numbers between 1 and 100. That means 1, 2, 3 up to 99. These are the whole numbers between 1 and 100. Get it now? Now, but the first cases, because it is a countable, I am writing 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I go on writing 1, 2, 3 to 99, it will cover 4 lines. So in that case, what we do? 1, you see here, 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 3 dots we put it, dot dot dot, comma 99. Are you following me? So 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma, after the 3 dots I am putting dot dot dot, comma 99. So these 3 dots dot 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 in the second example stand for the other 95 elements, because total 99 are there and here 4 elements are there. The remaining 95 elements are represented by 3 dots. Are you clear about these things? Now a set can also be infinite. How do you say it is infinite? Say I say set of all even whole numbers. What are they? Starting from 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. You go on counting even numbers. You go on counting. You cannot count. It is infinite. How many even numbers are there totally? Nobody knows. Similarly, the whole numbers greater than 0. So there are except 0, all are greater than 0. So you get it now. So it is an infinite number. We cannot count it. You get it now. Then how to write that one? Say even whole set of even whole numbers. That is, it should be a whole number and it should be even. Then I am writing in braces 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, comma. After that I am writing 3 dot. You get it now? 3 dot means it is continuing. It is never ending. So whole numbers greater than 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4 elements have taken. Then comma dot dot dot, and all the things inside the curly braces. Is it clear? Now we got some idea what is the finite set and what is the infinite set, and the example of finite and infinite sets. So people who are preparing for this exam, they can practice, they can take some example also, and by practicing they can remember. Now the number of elements of a set, how to find that one? See, suppose S is a set having some elements like 1, 3, 5, 7. If you count it, how many elements are there? If you see it here, 1, 3, 5, 7, there are 5 number of elements. How to write? So now for the number of elements, just how you previously used mod of these things, just like that you see number of elements of S, which is equal to 5. That means there are 5 number elements. Similarly, if I count 101 to 3000, so 0 to 3000, that is 3000 elements are there, and 0 to 1000 elements are there. 3000 minus 1000, there are 2000 elements. Then if I say mod of A, or I say the number of elements in the set A, it is 2000. You got it now? So like that you can find. Suppose I find T is a set, that is the letters in the English alphabet. Okay. Then if you find what is the number of elements in T, then it will be 26, because how many number of alphabets in English? A to Z, there are 26. We know, we can write it 26. Okay. So this is how do we find the number of elements of a set. Now see a typical example here. Suppose I write a set S containing one element, that is 5. How do you write that one? S is equal to curly brace starts, then 5 curly brace ends. Now S is the set, it is containing only one element. That element name is 5. You got it now? So if I find what is the number of element of S, it shows only 1. Now remember that this 5 and set S, they are not same. 5 is a subset of S. 5 is a subset of S. That means 5 belongs to, I am not reading a subset, 5 belongs to S, but 5 is not equal to S. Remember, 5 belongs to, or 5 is an element of S. Belongs to means it is not belongs to, I am writing. 5 is an element of S, but 5 is not equal to S. You got it now? So S is a set, 5 is an element. Okay, 5 is already contained in the S, but 5 is not equal to S. Then you can say, then what are the other things in the S? So an empty set is also subset of a set. In addition to that, it is containing an empty set. You got it now? Now let us talk about this empty set. What is this empty set? The symbol phi, you can see it here, represents the empty set. The symbol phi represents the empty set, which is the set that has no elements at all. That means if I see how many elements in the empty set, that is 0, because there is no element. Number of elements in that null set or the empty set, it is 0. You get it now? That means X does not belong to phi. That means if equivalent X, there is no element belongs to phi, then only it becomes an empty set. You got it now? So there is only one empty set because any two elements, any two empty sets have exactly the same elements, so they must be equal. Okay, you got it now? There is only one because there is no two empty sets. Got it now? Now I am taking in here, I am taking a set X such that X is a natural number smaller than 1. Is there any natural number smaller than 1? No, it is an empty set. O, X such that X is an odd number divisible by 2. Have you seen any odd number divisible by 2? No, this is an empty set. Phi and this is set containing 0 element. There are two different sets. Phi means it does not have any element. This is the second one containing 0 means it has one element, that element is 0. So phi has no element, and this set containing 0, it has only one element, that is 0. You get it now? So this is the difference, and some questions they ask you frequently, you have to remember. Then in the universal set. Now let us see what is a universal set, what is a superset, what is a proper superset, what is a subset, all the things we will understand. Say, what is the universal set? Suppose I take an example. I take set A is the set of all even numbers. What is the even numbers? They are starting from 2, 2, 4, 6. 0 is not an even number, it is a special number. Remember, you never write 0 is an even number or odd number. So A is containing all the even numbers, that is 2. What is divisible by 2? We say it is the even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, all the things, 100 up to these are all infinite numbers. I am writing it here. Then I take set of all odd numbers, that is 1, 3, 5. 0 is not odd number, 0 is neither odd nor even, right? So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, comma, dot, dot, triple dot I am putting here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, comma, dot, 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 dot I am putting here. So now the set of all even numbers is A and set of all odd numbers B. If I go for the union of that one, then it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 1 here and 2 there, 3 here, 4 there. So now union of all these sets become the universal set U. Therefore we know all the even and odd numbers are part of these natural numbers, and therefore set U is the element of set A and B. So then suppose there are two elements A and B. If all the elements of A available in U and all the elements of B also available in U, then U is called the universal set for this A and B set, right? Clear? Then what is a superset? Now let us see. We go for the definition of the superset and the proper superset, and why a proper superset, what is used, that also I will explain here. Suppose we take one set, A is one set and it is carrying 3 elements. You can check it here. A is an element, it is carrying 3 elements. What are the elements? 4, 7, 9. 3 elements are there, 4, 7, 9. And B, I take another element, another set carrying the elements 4 and 9. You got it now? First set is A, second set is B. First set carrying 3 elements like 4, 7, 9. Second set carrying 2 elements 4 and 9. This 4 and 9 is already existing here. You get it now? Get it now? Thus 4, 7, 9 is the superset of 4, 9. That means all the elements of B are available in set A. All the elements of set B are available in the elements of A. In that case, A is the superset of B. Got it now? Then you can ask me one question. Sir, A is a set 4, 7, 9. Can A be the superset of A? Or can A be the subset of A? Yes, A can be a subset of A. A can be also superset of A. But there is coming one question. Then how do you define all the things? You can see just like a notation like C, the symbol to represent the inverted C. Can you see it just this? This is the superset, and the opposite we call it as the subset. That means here A is a superset. That means we have to put it in the opposite direction of C. A is a superset of B, or you can write B is a subset of A. Right? Is it clear? Now then, what is a proper superset? What is a proper superset? I told you that A can be a subset of A or A can be a superset of A. But here all the elements of A are available in A. So it cannot be a proper superset. Then what is a proper superset? You see, set A is said to be the proper superset of B. Then if all the elements of set B are in A, but A should not contain at least one element that is not in set B. Are you following me? There are two sets. A is a set, B is a set. He is telling all the element of set B is available in set A, but all the elements in set A are not available in B. At least one element of set A should not be available in the set B. Then only we say A is a superset of B. Try to understand. Suppose B is having 3 elements and A is having 5 elements. All the 3 elements of B available in A, then A automatically become a superset. But proper superset when it becomes at least one element of A should not be there in B. Here 2 elements of A are not in set B, then it becomes a proper superset. So this is the example. You can take an example to explain that one. Then subset and Venn diagram. So Venn diagram will take other classes to go for that one. Just I will tell you the subset of a set. So I told you that what is the subset? Let us see. Suppose a set S is called a subset of another set T. T is the superset and S is the subset. I am coming to the definition. I am skipping the definitions. Here he is telling an example is giving that. For example, owls are a particular type of birds. Owls. Okay. Owls are particular type of birds. Then I can say owl is a subset of birds. Owl is a subset of. There are so many type of birds are there, but owl is also one type of bird. Owl is not the every birds. There are crow. There are so many birds are there, but owl is a particular bird. So owl is a subset of bird. That means bird is a superset of owls, right? So now let a set S is defined as a subset of another set T. T is a superset and S is a subset. Then how do you define? If every element of S, what is the S? S is a subset. If every element of S is an element of T, this is written as, how do you write all the things? You see, S is a subset. You see, put a C and below that you write a underline like this. You got it now? So, are you getting me? This is the subset. Okay. Previously, what we studied? We studied about the. You remember this is the superset. We studied about the superset. Okay. Here. And there you call a subset. Now, what I am telling you there, how do we represent all the things? I write S is a subset of T. T is a superset and S is a subset of T. Here we read S is a subset of T. We read it like this. The new symbol means is a subset of. That means the owl is a subset of birds, because every owl is a bird, but not all birds are owls. Got it now? But here I take an example. Suppose A is a set containing elements 2, 4, 6. B is an element containing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Now all the elements, what are the elements of 2? Elements of A, 2 is there. 2 is already there in B. 4 is here. 4 is already there in B. 6 is here in set A. 6 is also already available in B. That means all the elements of A, what are they? 2, 4, 6 are already available in the set B. What are they? Again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it now? In that case I can say A is a subset of B. Is it clear? Because every element of A is available as an element of B. You get it now? The sentence A, suppose S is not a subset of T. In the, how do you write that one? So what is the subset? On that you embed another forward slash. Then it becomes is not a subset of that one. You get it now? Now, what are the properties of a subset? Just one or two I will discuss to end this discussion here. How do you define what are the property of a subset? Say I say A is a subset of B. I am telling A is a subset. What is the condition? If and only if, this is the condition. If and only if A intersection B is equal to A. That is telling if all the element of A is already available in all the element of B, that means A is common in A and B also. In that case, A intersection B will be A. How? Let us see this example. you got it now. This A, what you see in the, what is the color you say? It is the, I can say the purple color, or somebody can say it is a violet color, somebody can give him different names. Okay, so this color, and the superset you can see the sky blue, somebody can say it is light green, light blue, whatever the color you give it, that is that is up to you. It is, I say it is blue and I say it is violet, right? So now all the elements of A, this small circle, is already available in the B, big circle. You got it now? All the elements of A available in the set B. You got it now? So in that case I say A is a subset of B. Then what is the things? A union B. If, sorry, A intersection B. What is common between A and B? What is common between A? So A is there already in A, and A is also already in B. So A intersection B is already A. Okay. So this is the condition we already seen it there. Similarly, if A is a subset of B, if and only if their union is equal to the set B. Then he is telling, first I have seen as a intersection. Now I am seeing as union. So you see, A is a subset of B. If I go for A union B, A is a small one, B is a bigger one, and A is already inside the B. If I go for the union, then A union B will become B. Same thing I am writing. So A is a subset of B if and only if A union B is B, the bigger one, and A intersection B is the A, that is the smaller one. You get it now? So this is the things you can understand. And now you go for the set itself, and the empty set are always subsets. So what is the meaning of that one? See, A is a set, and A can be subset of A also. You understand? A is a set, that means all the element of A, it can be a subset of A itself. That is the link. The set itself is a subset, and an empty set. Empty set does not contain any element. So this empty set is always a subset of any set. For every set there is an empty set. You got it now? So this is the reason. So the set itself as well as an empty set, they can be also the part of a set. You get it now? That is the things. For example, I can write phi is also a subset of bird. What is phi? Empty set. Birds having birds, and phi also is there. It is an empty set. Similarly, phi is a subset of all these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But phi means there is no element containing, that is also there. Got it now? So this is all about all the things. And the subset of words all and if, you can write it like this. We can write, suppose I write a statement, owls is a subset of birds. It means that all owls are birds. That can be written in notation, owls is a subset of birds. Similarly, multiples of 4 is a subset of even numbers. He is telling, the meaning is that all multiples of 4 are even. So this is about some of the example of superset, set, subset, and all these conditions. In our next video lectures, we will be explaining about the Venn diagram with the different diagrams. So if you like this video, please do share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe these things also. So I will be waiting for your like, then only I will be preparing for my next video. Thank you for watching this video. Please take care of your health. Thank you. Goodbye.